to the knowledge that LGD has in this best of 5 at the moment. So let's see if they actually double down on the lane shoving.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we do have the draft available for game number 2, so let's get into that. And yeah, what was your point?
So the thing that I want to comment on is Nyx's weakness is his lack of ability to shove lanes, but that's why the Darkseer and Nyx combination together is so strong. It's because Darkseer makes up for that weakness in Nyx. And when he gets the Ags, he just puts it on Nyx, and suddenly there's no wave clear issues anymore. Like, Nyx pushes out waves very easily with an Ion Shell. And it just felt like to get to that point, it took too long, right? So what you're saying is they need earlier wave shove?
No, what they actually need is the ability from like minute 4, minute 5 on. You cannot wait for items to be able to beat a team like LGD. You need to be able to combat them from the very beginning.
So interestingly here, I believe Elephant last game they banned out, was it Wyvern and Kotl? I believe last game was their bans. And this time they ban out the Nyx and the Brood. So that allows LGD to pick up the TA, but Elephant can take the Wyvern in response, which has been considered a counter to TA.
10 seconds.
Yeah,
remaining.
I mean, Wyvern is a very good hero versus TA, right? For obvious reasons, she is extremely dependent on physical damage, and he has the Cold Embrace, and also his ulti versus anyone next to TA, they're probably just going to die. But we've seen so many TAs beat Wyvern. It's just a matter of having a hero on your team go on him, right? And they already have the Sand King for something like that. I can see the Sand King just prioritizing the Wyvern in these 2 fights.
It was actually Kotl was their bans last game.
So while Wyvern is difficult to play against, you can address the issue with other heroes in your draft, right? I still think TA is top tier and should be picked in spite of Wyvern.
Got it. But what about this TB hero? They've already got the Sand Kings to try and answer it, right?
It's I think they just feel like they wanted this hero that can outcarry the TA. But for me in the draft, the Wyvern is a clutch pick just because it's gonna fix a lot of the lane shoving problems for Elephant that they faced in the last game where they couldn't make any plays. That being said, though, like LGD answered back with the Sand King, who's not only good at killing or dealing with TB, but also shoves lanes extremely quickly. Like they're gonna fall for the same exact problem on the Elephant side if they don't continue on with this trend that they've picked up. Like they're gonna need 4 heroes that can fight on their own and get lanes out while the TB farms in order to meet the mid game and match up with the Templar Assassin. Because if they can't do that, what's gonna happen is LGD is gonna constantly suffocate Elephant's map, and this TB is not going to be able to farm freely. TA is just going to join as soon as she gets her 2 items, and then they're going to be 5 heroes of LGD who can fight versus the 3 of the 4 of Elephant. Leshrac, you know what? This is looking so much better for Elephant already. And this Grim pickup, I was gonna try to mention maybe they wanted something that can counter illusion heroes, but also provide some boost to their Sand King, and that's a perfect one. They did ban out the Darkseer on the side of Elephant too.
So
5 seconds remaining.
I think if LGD just do what they did last game and keep drafting these ready to fight low cooldown heroes, even with the heroes on the side of Elephant, the same things are going to happen.
Oh my god. This I don't even know, guys. Leshrac is
but hear me out. Hear me out.
10 seconds
right?
remaining.
Hearing you.
The last time LGD picked Tinker, he was playing against more counters than Elephant, right?
Yeah.
Like outside of Leshrac doing very well in lane versus Tinker, he's not the best hero to go and find Tinker in the trees, right? Their best bet is Wyvern and Lion setting up for these kills on Tinker.
Hold on. Wait. We were scared for Elephant, not for LGD with the Tinker pick.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doubting this Tinker pick. I was like, listen to me. This Tinker pick looks better than it did yesterday.
This Tinker pick is amazing in this situation.
Okay. I was about to fight you. I was like, listen to me.
I definitely need a catcher for this Tinker, and there isn't that many. Like the Nyx Elephant banned that out themselves. Night Stalker we saw yesterday. It wasn't really like super amazing. Enough. Yeah, because NS can't really push the lanes out, and Tinker is pushing all your lanes in, so you're constantly going back to do that, and then it just keeps delaying the game, right? And now the Leshrac is sometimes good, but they need a hero who can go in for the Leshrac and like hunt the Tinker down, because Lesh taking tier 1 towers early on is how Elephant will have a shot. But They need that one guy who can not only deal with the Tinker, but also can be the body for the Leshrac in the early game.
And look at the bans. They banned out Storm, Batrider. We should have seen this coming, actually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just didn't pay attention to this.
Barnes too.
They also
very
ban
good.
out Brew. Brew is also a very good hero. I just think that they've got a really big Tinker problem right now. And outside of the obvious Ags build that Nothing to Say loves to do on this hero, it's very good against Terrorblade. I don't see how Terrorblade can fight into that early. It's good against Wyvern because of all the magic damage coming out. Cold Embrace does not matter. I like the mixed damage they're doing between these two cores. They're going to have two issues still with the heavy magic damage coming out of Tinker and the heavy physical damage coming out of TA. And these two supports, Lion and Wyvern, they can't walk through March. They can't like stand the onslaught of missiles and lasers.
Mm-hmm. And now they're gonna pick the Ogre, so that means this Grim is gonna be the position 4. We're gonna 100% see some kind of Ags from Jinkyu, and they're securing the late game with that. My God, LGD, they've this fits everything that they want to do in a game, right? The Ogre Magi provides a little bit of stun, plus the body that can just go in, provide vision.
That's pretty much it, yeah. That's what he's there for.
And that's what they were missing, essentially, in their draft. He just needs to run in and die for his team, and his teammates will do everything for him. Elephant,
also, Bloodlust at TA will accelerate her farm insanely in the early game.
Yeah, that hero definitely needs her farm to be accelerated even further. Oh my goodness, I don't even know who can like match the speed of TA anymore, guys.
They just need catch on the offlane here, Elephant. They need something which can get on top of Tinker. They need something which can...
Their Church of Lena matches TA, but we have not seen the Church of Lena.
Yeah, I'm very surprised about that too. And Puck...
Banned second phase, but was available for the first phase. But Puck is going to be the answer for Elephant, so they're going to take the Somnus Puck,
Lush.
and Yang will be on the Lush.
Oh!
Okay, so this is a bit better, right? Because this offlane Lush can pressure the TA lane much more, and Ogre as well, much more than any other offlaner that's left in the pool, because they all got banned out and they went for the Puck instead to catch the Tinker because they realized that they do have Tinker problems, and the good offlaners in catching Tinker out of the pool, they're just not there. So they opted to switch up lanes, put the Lash on the offlane, have him pressure the TA, and just go for a mid hero who can catch Tinker. So that's pretty much the only thing that they could have done at this point, actually, and I like that they did it. I just don't think it's enough, personally.
Yeah, we were so tunneled vision into Somnus playing the Leshrac because he's been playing it pretty much every single game that didn't really expect that they might pick something like Puck here. But yeah, if Yang doesn't have a lot of farm in this game, has like a Shroud, maybe even a Guardian Greaves, just like be able to help out his team tank up and just keep running at towers and killing all the tier 1s, this is a rough game for Elephant, man. This is like just going to be... like, they're just replicating what they did in game 1 here on LGD.
There's a lot on Yang's shoulders as the Lesh this game, because if he has a good start and he just barrels down these towers, Tinker is not going to be ready to fight, and they can play behind this hero, and they can pressure LGD's picks. It's just a matter of how much pressure can they apply before the Ags comes out, because if the Ags Tinker comes out, it's way too hard to fight LGD. So I'm going to go ahead and say LGD.
Me too, before Nomad chooses for me. LGD.
I'll never doubt.
Man, it's a tough one. I really want to vote for Elephant. I really do. But I just feel like the cores on LGD, like every one of them looks good in this game. Especially the Sand King, man. Like, this looks like such a dank Sand King game for Faith Beyond, and I think he's going to carry this game. I can't bet against him, unfortunately. I'm going to have to go for LGD here for game number 2. Let's find out what happens in this one. We've got a casting duo of B-Cop and Mo Farah.
Thank you very much, Nomad. I can't believe they'd all go for Elephant, Mo. Crazy. Obviously, they've all just gone for Elephant, and, we'll see what they end up getting out of this if they're right. Once more, LGD trying to set up a 2-0. We're back with this Tinker on Nothing to Say. Look at him taunting.
I hate the Tinker
B Tinker.
30 seconds.
I hate the Tinker taunt so much. It looks ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I'm worried for Elephant this game. This Tinker pick, I'm so shocked they managed to get it. You know, we've seen LGD play it as an answer to the Terrorblade in particular before, and also as an answer, like a pseudo answer to the Wyvern. Like the panel said, the second phase bans felt like they were protecting the Tinker with the Storm Bat bans as well. And it just feels like such a great game for it.
Well, stun on to Innocence there. Now second one coming in from Yang. Nothing to say. Will throw out his lasers. Ame taking a lot of damage to start this one off. Hasn't skilled anything up just yet. Stun misses, goes into the meld, and now he's hit by the Earth Spike. Jumps out of meld, and looking like he's going to die for first blood. This is the first time they've been able to jump on Ame like this before the horn. I think FY got first blood in the first game as well. And, well, a little bit of a lead here for Elephant. It seems like it's their first in quite some time, but I say that, and Winter Wyvern just sacrifices himself to the tier 2 over mid.
Right, okay. So it was a deny. He didn't just die randomly on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, good start for Elephant, though. I mean, getting the first blood. We've seen a lot this competition in this tournament. Like these pre-bounty rune fights, which is quite nice. I enjoy that.
Dire's courier has been killed.
And this double range core against the TA, I think, is really strong.
Ooh, good double Earth
Ame?
Spike. They've got the stun, and Ame's dead again.
Does he have TP?
He does not. He's dead for 40, or dead with no TP now for 40 seconds. He'll be up now. 37 seconds left on the TP, so he's gonna have to walk all the way back.
I mean, his lane's pretty much done now, right? Like, he's gonna come back. The Lesh is gonna be like level 3 or something. I mean, it's not done because his TA power farmed so quickly, but jeez,
This is something that I think they needed to do in the first game, is just trying to work on shutting down Ame. And now, God, Innocence, and FY's got all 3 kills.
And that's even worse because now neither of them are getting the XP. You know, at least if the TA's not getting the XP, the Ogre can collect it. But in like these early stages of the game, the small amounts of XP matter, like getting to that level 2, getting to the level 3. You have these big power spikes, effectively.
Right. I guess now that they've kind of ruined the lane of Ame, who's still sitting here level 1, another spike comes out. You got to wonder what Nothing to Say is going to be able to accomplish without maybe Ame not making space for him. And we've seen him do really well on this Tinker. He's in the B Tinker, so I'm waiting for Jerry Seinfeld to come out of nowhere with the B movie.
Damage.
You didn't get that reference, Mo?
I didn't get it, no. You should know better than that, than to expect me to understand that.
I believe you've never seen the B movie.
I've watched the stupid YouTube video where it's like every time they say B, it speeds up. Does that count?
Sure. I mean, that's basically all you have to get out of that movie anyway.
My thanks.
And TA not having a great time. 6-1 thus far, only sitting here level 2. Our spike comes in. Yang will follow that up with another stun. Ogre pretty tanky. Does have 13 charges on a wand to work with, as well as a salve.
Smart money.
Dire's
Just trying to survive in this lane up to this point.
Oh,
As
Eurus.
Faithion's gonna lose his boots. Inkswell, though, stroke of fate, and they'll get the kill on a Eurus, so the boots will be gone, but so will this Terrorblade, and Faithion and Chinkyu work for combo on a kill. Both carries not really having the best time.
Do you know what's wild? That even though this TA wasn't in the lane for like a whole minute, she's still got more CS than the Lesh does.
Which is what I find wild, as they might even be able to get the kill on a Yang. He'll get stunned, but
Oh my God.
Ogre's Ogre, and he'll continue to run you down and slap you down with that club, killing off Yang. So even though you killed Ame twice, you got the kill on the Ogre, now I think the lane opens up massively, especially because FY's not even here.
He just went over to try and help secure the 4-minute runes. Absolutely fine. You know, he's probably stacking, I assume, for his Lesh or his Puck as well.
No stacks yet.
But this Tinker, off to a great start already. I mean, the Lion's net worth is ridiculous because of the kills he's been involved with. Like, he's higher than the Lesh right now. But as the lanes start to, you know, carry on into the next couple of minutes here, you expect to see LGD take a lead. This Tinker, you know, off to a relatively good start. Have they made any stacks on LGD yet for the Tinker? Especially in that top jungle, I think is really important.
They have not, from the looks of it. They have one stack on the Ancients, and that looks to be about it.
So he's going to stack the small camp as well. Fair enough.
Ooh, FY getting that stack right by the lane. Also blocking a camp.
Did the Tinker go for Soul Ring last time? Did nothing to say. I'm pretty sure he went bottle BOTs before. I think.
Yeah, he went straight into the BOTs. He had a really good start and didn't go for this Soul Ring, but there were times where it felt like he was kind of lacking mana. And this can certainly be an answer for him, and now he's going into the Boots to Travel. So we'll see what Nothing to Say comes out with at about 10 minutes, because it was the Boots to Travel that really started to help him dominate. He got so quick into that blink, he took over the game.
Because I'm pretty sure you go Soul Ring most of the time, but like you said, because he had such a good game, I'm just assuming that was, you know, the reason why. He just went for the BOTs first last time.
Dire are scanning.
Even a 3 thus far. Nothing to Say getting a little bit low.
So you see, he thought about going over for the Bounty Rune or Nothing to Say, but he scans to see that there's one of the Radiant supports coming over, and because he's so low, he has to be really careful and just walks back to base instead. It's a really heads-up play by him.
Good scan. I feel like sometimes teams hold on to scans for a long time, not using them on something like as simple as that in the early game, and it's a move like that that could probably save his game if he goes over there, gets caught. We've talked about how fragile Tinker can be sometimes.
Yeah, I think the mid laners in particular tend to be the ones that use the scan to see support rotations come over.
Right.
Like, if anybody's going to use them, right? You know, sometimes they don't get used like you say, but...
You usually see it scanned by, like, the river or anywhere where you think a gank's coming from, right?
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, this is such a hard TB game, by the way. Like, the amount of magic damage burst they have is ridiculous. There's, like, Tinker, there's Sanking, there's Grimstroke. Grimstroke can build the Ags as well to help. Like, I just really... I'm looking at the net worths of all the heroes at the moment as well, and I'm really struggling to see how the TV is going to be able to influence the game.
Yeah, they need to hold on to their map, too. If it happens like last game where they're just stuck on getting creeps right by the tier 2 towers and not really having much of the map to play with, they're going to fall very far behind very quickly. And now they're going to go after Innocence. They'll get the kill. Somnus now, he'll find himself on the board 1-0-1. He's going into the Witchblade early with 3 null talismans. I think Elephant are very reliant on both Somnus and Yang really starting to pop up.
Yeah, I would say that for sure. Definitely Somnus in particular, because he's the main source of catch, right? In these early stages of the game.
His top tower is under attack.
Ooh, Ame getting a little bit low. They've got the Pulse Nova going, and with the Earth Spike coming through from FY, they'll get themselves one, but they end up trading Yang. Hex on a Jinkyu. He's got the Ink Swell. FY in trouble, and no mana for the Stroke of Fate, but the right clicks are in. Wow. They'll get themselves two, and it's a good trade overall for LGD, but they do lose Ame for the third time, and again, it's looking to shut down this TA. Epicenter bottom. The Burrow Strike in on the Super. He'll Cold Embrace and Faith Beyond. And he still get this. He doesn't have Burrow Strike, but in the Sandstorm, Super will die.
Have you seen what level Jinkyu now is now on the Grim?
Level 6.
Level 6. 8 minutes into the game. The TA and the Lion, he just gets solo... Sorry, the Lesh and the Lion, he just gets solo kill XP for. And he's like, oh, nice. I'm just level 6 at 8 minutes into the game on my +4 Grimstroke. This is great.
FY's close to 6, but yeah, he's not level 6 like Grimstroke is.
They're 6.5.
Like, structures are
madness.
And you can see they're coming up top, trying to find this TA once again. They're looking inside the jungle. They've got the stacks. They'll find themselves Super instead. With the Waning Rift, they'll have the silence. They'll throw out a stun onto Yang, but Somnus is right there with them. And Innocence, he's tanky, but is he tanky enough? Not looking likely, and one more shot will get the kill. So this is good for Somnus. Needs that gold, needs that bump in farm to get into that Witchblade and maybe feel more comfortable pushing and being aggressive. So we'll see.
He has died quite a lot this game on the OGA, but at the same time, like, his deaths aren't bad. Like, he's tanking ganks and things, right? He's trying to find out information on the map, which is the way to play this hero, so...
And I would say that saves the TA right there. You had Ame in the jungle. If they find themselves Ame instead of Innocence, like, it gets a little bit more difficult for them. Now Ame's going to come over and get the stack while over bottom. They've got the Dream Coil, the Silence, the kill out on a Faith Beyond. And again, it's Somnus moving over. And I I will say this tournament for Somnus has felt the best that we've seen from him all year. DPC was a struggle. It was a slog for him. He didn't exactly shine throughout the year. Obviously, in a region where it's hard to shine as a mid if you're not playing perfect against the likes of Ori, White Album, and Nothing to Say, Emo, so many others, and D-Stone's in that mix as well. So like if you're not doing the top of the top, it feels like you're not really shining as much. And in this tournament, it's felt like we've seen more of what we're used to seeing when we see Somnus in games like this.
Yeah, he's been fantastic for sure. Oh, the blink reveal doesn't work.
Yeah, the phase shift turning. Now they've got the silence though from the Phantom's Embrace from Shinkyu. Nothing to Say coming over, throwing some rockets out.
So
Doesn't get the kill though, and that's the debut in the blink.
my worry for Elephant here is that they're doing a good job. Like, they're taking this top tier 1. They're doing okay. They've opened up the map and everything, but they're not stopping the Tinker from farming. And it's like we said before, if you don't stop the Tinker from farming, eventually he's going to hit that point, like, especially when he gets the blink, where he's horrible to catch. Like, it becomes really difficult all of a sudden. Love this mech pickup on the Lesh as well. I think they realize that they need to play tempo, they need to play fast, get these pickoffs, try and transition into early towers.
He's going into the Desolator. We've seen it time and time again. He gets this Dragonlance Desolator and really starts to pop off. He's also got a little bit of help from the Bloodlust of Innocence, who's just a very annoying ogre. Pushing everybody out of his swamp. No Donkey Hero to be a companion with. You're not going to stay up all night swapping scary stories.
Oh. Poor guy. Yeah, I will say, like, we talked last game about how when the Alacrity came through from the Invoker,
Yeah.
like how much stronger this hero becomes already does a stupid amount of damage. It's kind of similar with Bloodlust, right?
Yeah.
See, this team's just sitting under a ward at the moment. Jinkyu, I think he's staying just out of range of the ward, yeah.
Inkswell, Blink, Burrow Strike a little bit short of Yang, but they still have the Inkswell that pops and hits onto the Leshrac. They've got the silence from the Phantom's Embrace. There's the laser. Eurus thinking about going in and sunders up Yang. Now turning this on a Faith Beyond. They've got the Winter's Curse that locks up two. FY lining up for an Earth Spike to follow it up, but they've got the stun now on both heroes. Yang ends up dead and Nothing to Say, but it might end up being 3. You gotta be careful though. Jinkyu, he's level 9. Inkswell, the right clicks, the Stroke of Fate. He's doing everything he can to survive. Eurus, well, he's here, and they will use that finger to finish off this Grimstroke, and Eurus there for some experience, and it's 4 heroes dead on the side of LGD. A very good fight from Elephant.
Yeah, really great pickoff. And the fact that the Sand King's stun initially misses, right? They don't quite have enough lockdown to be able to get the Tinker's damage off. Like, if they land the Burrow Strike with the Inkswell, the Lesh just dies, right? But really well played by the Lesh just to be able to quickly escape. And then as soon as you don't burst the Lesh from 100 to 0, there's always that possibility to come through, right? Great Sunder by the TV as well. Oh dear.
Mid lane, Yang back-to-back deaths. That is not what you need. And they're also going to find themselves super. Rockets being thrown forward. They should be able to get the kill, or maybe they deter them with this Terrorblade. Rockets don't go the way of this Winter Wyvern, so Super's going to be able to survive on this. And right now, I think Eurus, he's doing a good job of finding his farm. He's got the Dragonlance as well as the Asha going into an SNY, but is it going to be enough?
He's definitely doing well for sure.
Yeah, and he's got that help from Somnus. I think Somnus has done a good job of alleviating the pressure that was on this TB. Not just on the map, but situationally, right? You were saying how it feels like a hard TB game. So that's pressure on you already before the map starts squeezing in on you.
It's not about finding the farm, it's about being able to pressure the objectives, I think, against the Tinker in particular, though. Like, you need to be able to start taking these tier 1s, like, sorry, not the tier 1s, the tier 2s, I mean, as well as the tier 1s, because as the game goes further and further on, it becomes harder and harder to push them. Because the Tinker just runs down the side of the map with Blink, as we saw from the absolutely ridiculous play from Nothing to Say yesterday.
Yeah. Up against that Night Stalker, blinking constantly with that rearm, though he did have an Arcane Rune for that moment.
And you have to remember, that was with vision the whole time, right, from the Night Stalker. Imagine if he didn't have vision, about how awful that would have been, trying to catch the Tinker.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Now Nothing to Say does have this Blink Dagger, so he's going to set up the March of the Machines all the way through the top lane for the moment. and really try to start bolstering that farm.
Radiant are scanning.
Are they going to try and
Gang's
get a team
game
to
really
down?
slowed down. That is, I mean, those back-to-back deaths are really rough for him. He's got the mech. He has arcane boots going into a hood, but I think the panel was right in that we need to see a lot from Yang here from this Leshrac, and it's going to be tough now that he's kind of been shot out of the sky with what game he was having.
And that's the thing. Like, I think Elephant have actually played really well this game, right?
Yeah.
But like, I look at the two drafts. I'm like, I still don't know if it's enough. Like, I think they've outplayed them massively, which in comparison to the last game is, you know, it's great for Elephant that they've, you know, not fallen as far behind as they did.
Oh, Yang. Oh, God. Wait. Xingqiu has a blink dagger. They got the Inksoul right on top of this Leshrac. Yang's dead again.
Oh no, that ward from LGD there in the bot lane, spotting the Lesh just hoofing around. Is that a technical term?
Sure. Blink Burrow Strike coming through on Asomnus. He's real low, and he will fall. Winter's Curse is nicely placed. The Inksoul's out on a Faith Beyond. They get the stun on a two of these heroes. It's both supports. F-Fly, now Super. Double kill for nothing to say. And what was once a lead for Elephant has now switched over to LGD. And it might be the last time Elephant see that lead if things continue to trend this way.
Yeah, you see the TB as well. He's like, doesn't even really do anything in the fight, right? He tries to come over to get involved. He ends up walking away on like 400 HP because of like just the poke and everything, right?
And Soundness just gets caught out, and then a really great move there from Faith Beyond to be aware, have that Inksoul Burrow Strike come in and land the stun on a both supports, which allows Nothing to Say to continue to pop off. And he is getting really close to this Ags.
I think one of the best timings that Elephant can hope for this game is when the TB hits like this BKB, right? And you have like this 9-second BKB. You know, we need to try and make a big play happen at that point. You know, if we can try and catch the Tinker, the TB is able to like stop this magic damage coming through for the maximum amount of time. If they get the BKB on the TB, I'm assuming it'll be after the Skadi, and the fight goes badly. I honestly think the game just automatically ends. It's that bad.
There's that Veil we've seen so many times on Innocence's Ogre. They're going to smoke up on Elephant, try and make a move here if they can catch anybody top. But right now, Xingqiu is the only one up there. And Grimstroke, it doesn't really feel like value.
Have you seen
But
he's not
it will
even
get a
going
kill.
he's not even going Axe as well, he's going E-Blade next.
Yeah, he's got Blink.
Which is
He went Blink
amazing.
first. He's ready to go. He's got the Ghost Scepter purchased already, and he has queued up the Eagle Song.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Embrace picked up for Elephant. They're going to wrap all the way around. Maybe they can find a +1. Somnus comes over, has the Waning Rift. Dream Coil is available. Not sure he wants to drop it on just the Ogre. He jaunts over to the other side. Yang lands the stun.
Here comes the
Epicenter,
Epi.
Faith Beyond. Burrow Strike over onto FY will get the kill onto this line. And now Nothing to Say is coming over with these rockets. They placed down a ward, so they have the vision to continue onto this
Tinker.
Elephant side. The Melt Strike. Oh, Yang down to half health immediately. Cold Embrace. Super throws the Holy Locket onto Yang, but it's not going to matter. They've got themselves another Melt Strike coming in from Ame. They'll get the kill onto the Leshrac and take out 2.
How many times has Innocence been the dangle this game on the Ogre? Oh no, I'm just an Ogre, please don't hurt me.
Don't invade my swamp.
Yeah. It's a fine looking rock.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Winter's Curse used by Super there on a Faith Beyond, and that was just to try and keep Somnus out of peril. As he's going into the Boots of Travel, he has that Blink Dagger as well as the Witchblade, 3 null talismans to his name. Super still getting caught here. Burrow Strike comes in. Era's trying to hit from the high ground, and now they're going to go through. They've got the Waning Rift as well as the Illusory Orb. He'll jaunt over to the other side. Somnus drops down the Dream Coil. That comes down to Ame. If this is a one fight for Elephant, they might put themselves in a good spot to get Roche, but that's really going to be set for both teams. They'll end up losing Innocence. Yang goes down. Eurus is dead. Faith Beyond falls, and now FY will follow. 4 heroes down on the side of Elephant and LGD. Where are they? They're right next to Roche, and Ame's already in the pit.
That Grimstroke ult with the Axe laser. Holy moly. That was some damage on the TB there. I don't know if you saw it, but that was ridiculous.
As Tinker just casually does 3,500 damage.
That is absolutely absurd. Watch the double laser, because it bounces from both of them, right? Here we go. I'm ready. Great coil on the TA, they just can't get there. And here comes the Grimstroke.
Sunder. Oof. God, immediately did. He just sundered back to full health, too.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah,
is
he
under
lost like
attack.
3/4 of his HP to a double laser and a rocket. You know, like,
Yep.
that's just the way TBB sometimes against Tinker.
TBB.
And yeah, so they get the Aegis on the TA as well. It's looking really difficult for Elephant now.
Oh, yeah. And this is what they were game planning in the first game when they went in after the early Roche. Used that first Aegis to really shut down the map for Elephant, which they should be able to accomplish once again with this lead. Elephant really need to try and hold everything up, but it's very difficult for them. We just watched Eurus get zapped down to 0. From basically full health. Inkswell Pearl Strike, they find themselves the Winter Wyvern again. Ame with a one-shot.
Tower is under attack. Radiant's
He's still burning hot like the sun, and heroes around him are still melting quite quickly.
This pressure's just relentless. Whenever anybody shows, they have so much jump with the Sand King, the Grimstroke Blink as well. Like the Tinker can just fire rockets through. The traps give vision for the rockets, so they always have information on the map as well. I'm still shocked they got TA in this game too. You know, I was saying last game that...
Radiant structures.
Oh, here we go. Here comes the Tinker TB.
Boy, FY. He goes down, and alright, they do end up trading Shinkyu out.
I think they were worried about the Grim getting the Blink off there. So just drop the coil. It was Arcane Rune anyway, right? So
Under attack.
He's got
Not too big of a deal.
1,700 gold, only really 1,100, 1050 away from finishing that E-Blade on Grim. A bit dangerous.
Radiant's top tower
I
is
wonder
under
if even
attack.
if the perfect fight here from Elephant wins them the exchange.
What does the perfect fight involve, though?
Exactly.
Like how
5-man
they,
Dream Coil.
Tinker somehow blinks into the middle of their team.
Yeah. And he's going into a Hex next, so I think it just gets harder from where you're at on the side of Elephant.
And they're doing the same thing again last game. You know, they invade the areas, they take the farm away from Elephant's side of the map.
Yeah, OGD, they're just going to take over, and you'll see the net worth even if they don't fight. The lead will extend. Because you just don't have many places to farm on the side of Elephant. They're close to the Scotty on Eurus. Like you said, is this going to make a difference? Can he get to the BKB in time where he does make a difference in these fights? But it's not looking likely already.
I mean, honestly, I'm really shocked he didn't go BKB second item, because
Is under attack.
like the Scardy's really nice, right? It's obviously a great item, but if you don't have BKB this game, you can never fight.
You're going to look over. Yang, all right, he gets the stun out, but is it going to matter? They've got the Silence on 2 with the Phantom's Embrace and the Soulbind. FY Yang starting to run. 3-man Dream Coil. Yours doing the damage from the side, but he's already eating these rockets, so he used the Sunner on nothing to say. They get the kill on Yang as well as FY. Now they've got the Phantom's Embrace out onto the Terribly. The Winter's Curse is there, but the lasers come out. They get that kill on Eurus. They'll take out Super. That's 4 dead on the side of Elephant. Might be a full team wipe, but the silence doesn't last long enough.
Radiant's
Somnus
tower is under
but a
attack.
blink away, and God, he is just in a tough spot. They want to go still. Jinkyu. Ooh, looking for the Phantom's Embrace. Looking to jump in with that Inkswell.
They have the ward down on Radiant, so they knew it was coming on the high ground to the right-hand side. So,
But again, Eurus isn't able to survive. He sunders once again back to full health. Quickly dead after. He can't do anything in these fights. And like you said, you want him to have the BKB. He's committed to the Scotty, and now he's in a lot of trouble.
yeah, because, I mean, it would have been great if they'd have hit the Scardy timing, they were doing okay, and then they could have, like, transitioned into maybe that BKB timing, and then they'd take the fight, right? But they lost that first Roche just before it even hit the Scardy, and then LGD just explode their lead from taking that Roche. And now he's so far away from the
Radiant's
BKB that,
bottom tower is under
yeah,
attack.
how How does he ever play Dota, you know?
Here it comes. E-Blade.
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought I was clicked on Grimstroke for a second. I saw a data list queued up. I realized it was TA. I was like, what is going on here? Luckily, it was the TA's build who's got that Ags, who has the Shard, and again, what else do you need? Chrysalis in the backpack. And the Aegis expires, the Chrysalis comes in, but you've got that Psionic projection. You have the upgraded Psionic trap. The things for Ame feel so good, and there's no way to really hold him down. They'll just Psionic projection away, or if you're unaware that you're standing on a trap, you might just be dead. We've seen it. 2 taps on a trap. And here it is. Exactly as I'm talking about, they're going to go after Super. The right clicks are in, and it's going to be a kill there for the Grimstroke with that Stroke of Fate.
Sinky's like, look, Ame, I know you did all the damage there, but...
What if?
I'm a Giga Chad.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously a kill is a kill. It doesn't really matter, right? But it just looks ridiculous.
He needs the gold. He has to go late game. He doesn't even have anything queued up yet. I'm waiting for him to queue up something even more ridiculous. Not that E-Blade's like ridiculous, but the farm he has is. He has higher net worth than Yang. Earth Strike comes through. Now they've got the Hex. Ooh, Earth Spike is not doing anything there. And now the Winter's Curse comes out onto the Ogre, but he's going to tank up a lot of this damage. Splinter Blast fuels up into the air. Faith Beyond looking for his moment to blink in as well as get the Pearl Strike. They'll throw the finger out onto the Grimstroke, but now they might lose themselves Yang. It ends up being a trade. They've got the Soul onto the backlines. That's going to attach only onto Super, but they get the kill onto the Winter Wyvern. They'll take out FY. They lose themselves the Ogre, so both supports are dead on the side of LGD, but I don't know if that's really going to matter. LGD can still certainly fight pretty aggressively without their supports.
You have to remember that was decent vision coverage by Elephant as well, right? Like they have that ward on the high ground. They put the ward down in the lane as well. And we said it in the Tinker game yesterday, Beacop. If the Tinker doesn't get gone on and the Tinker doesn't die, you cannot win the fight. This hero outputs so much damage. And I know it's easier said than done. Oh, just find the Tinker. But that's just the, the sad situation of how the fight is.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, trying to find a Tinker is harder than playing Where's Waldo as a 4-year-old. You're just not going to find him.
That's someone who's really bad at Where's Waldo would say. We say Wally in the UK, but...
Yeah, I know. Where's Wally? Where's Waldo? I thought he was behind that slide. He ends up being behind the hot dog stand. Not only do you have to find Waldo, though, you have to be able to then kill Waldo, too.
Oh, no.
And Waldo has Ags, Hex, Boots of Travel, a Blink Dagger, and soon a BKB. Waldo is farmed. 8 seconds until Roche is up.
Waldo's bringing a gun to a knife fight, I'm telling you. This guy's stacked.
This is the stories you don't get told in the books.
Waldo after hours.
17k net worth lead here for LGD. Eurus just pushing up towards top and trying to get what he can as he's really desperately looking for that BKB. Still some ways out from it. And he's got enough for the Mithril Hammer as well as the Ogre Axe, but about 1100 gold away from finishing off the BKB. And he would desperately love to have it, that's for sure. And he hits that level 18 and has the level 3 on the Sunder, but they're setting up. They've got themselves the Tinker up towards top as well as Innocence. They'll have the Hex as well as the Laser. They get the kill on the Super. Faith Beyond comes over. Yang spin zap dead.
I honestly thought they were going to call it there. I thought that was going to be like their final, we need to try and find the Tinker here. Let's get a Tinker ward down in this top lane, wait for him to come moment. But LGD already had it set up with the Ogre and the Tinker ready. Oh.
And then I like the immediately Ame's bottom with the Psionic Trap. So they go down here, they look for the puck, they'll get the kill onto Somnus. It's so difficult for them to feel comfortable at all over the map. And then Ame, Psionic projection, he's back towards top.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You said there was bad blood between Elephant and LGD?
Yeah.
I feel like this is the hardest I've ever seen a team try ever. Like, they're playing that well.
Storylines. Drama. Ooh, is Tinker gonna get the shard? The defense matrix?
Oh, please. I've not really
Yes,
seen that
he
used
is.
before, but...
Now he's got the defense matrix.
It's pretty good against TB as well, actually. Oh,
Playing
yes, an
a
arcane.
barrier. Blocks the next 350 damage. Provides 50% status resistance. That's the best part. Wind Waker picked up for Faithion. Oh, now Waldo has an
Yeah, if you
arcane
just-
rune.
Actually, if you just put barrier on them... Oh,
Blink
no.
Burrows trying coming in. The Earth Spike do land onto the Ogre. They've got the Soulbind that's going to attach FY over to Yang, and now they're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Nothing to say. Go to the back lines. Looking right for Eurus. Super gone. Eurus dead. Bang, bang, bang. LGD are going to clean them all up. Team Wipe
Holy
coming in,
moly.
and GG is called. Man, LGD rip them apart, and they take another quick game. It is a 2-0 lead for LGD. Elephant, they just look lost.
So, Elephant have now lost more games in this series than they have the whole rest of the tournament combined so far, BCOM.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, not only have they lost 2 games, they've lost 2 games. You know, like they neither of those have been close. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel for Elephant because they had that really good start to the game as well. They actually looked like they were coming into the game. They were playing okay. They get the top tier 1, but they could never really push their advantage at all. This Tinker's just laying march downs, just splitting lanes. Ogre's just tanking ganks for fun. So yeah, I mean, honestly, after watching these 2 games, you can't expect anything except a 3-0 here because LGD look like they are on another planet in comparison to Elephant.
Yeah, looking to finish a BO5 in about an hour and 10 minutes. That's what they're really looking to do. They're trying to break some records here. And LGD, they look really good to the point where you wonder, can Elephant even draft accordingly? Do they have the confidence to draft against this team? Nobody's really had the confidence to draft against this team because they'll draft whatever. Techies, Pudge 1, they'll look at a Tinker, which nobody else has drafted.